Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 50th ever episode of the Best Phone Plans Podcast. I'm Stetson.
And I'm Dennis.
And in this episode, we're talking, should Dish have a retail presence? Dennis upgraded to the iPhone 13 Pro and why he chose to do that. Some of our reactions to the Black Friday deals we saw. Thoughts on the Boost Mobile Celero 5G, the T-Mobile outage, and I bought something exciting. Plus some other stuff. So I think without further ado, actually, Dennis, how are you doing today? Always got to start off with that. Always got to check in, see how people are doing.
Doing good. Coming back from a very long and fulfilling Thanksgiving weekend. How about yourself, Stetson?
I'm doing well. Kind of exhausted, honestly. It was a lot of traveling on Thanksgiving. I flew back to Massachusetts, then drove 4 hours to New Jersey, spent a day in New Jersey, drove 4 hours back to Massachusetts, drove 3 hours up to Vermont, and then flew back to Colorado. So it was a full break for me, but tons of delicious food. Great to see all the family. And I went to my favorite store of all time, B&H Photo Video in New York. So,
well, nice. Well, on that note, why don't we get right on into something that made this Thanksgiving weekend somewhat exciting, which was the crazy Black Friday deals that we saw.
Yeah, so we talked about these in our previous episode, which is live. I was a little delayed in publishing that. And, Dennis, wait, crazy story, completely relevant to this. I put up a video on the main channel, the best iPhone 13 deals. I figured, that'd be a pretty popular phone. I wanted to share the deals, and the deals pretty much applied to the 13 Pro as well. I didn't put that in the title, but that's kind of how you trade in, you get X amount of credit. So I filmed the video Wednesday night, okay, the night before Thanksgiving. And I started at like 5 p.m., made all the graphics, and then I hit record like 8:30, finished recording 9:30, edited until 11 p.m., woke up the next day to drive to New Jersey, edited for like an hour and a half in New Jersey, and uploaded the video, no joke, on Los Mobile Verizon hotspot. That is what saved the day for me. So yeah, uploaded the video in the car to Thanksgiving, and it did pretty well. So I'm thankful for that. But yeah, Dennis, let's go over maybe some of the deals we saw and how you thought. I think what's interesting here is like how the main carriers compared, right, with what they were offering.
Well, honestly, the deal that I was most surprised by wasn't from a carrier.
Really? What deal surprised you most?
It's the one that I took advantage of on Monday from Best Buy.
Best Buy. Was it the Best Buy, Dennis?
I would argue yes. Best Buy was doing a deal where basically they were doubling the trade-in value for phones.
So let's say trade-in value. What was your normal trade-in value? Because what'd you do?
I used my old iPhone 11, which I want to say Apple was only giving like $250 for.
That sounds pretty close. Let me just check right now. And so you use your iPhone 11.
Right. So I used my iPhone.
Actually, I just pulled it up. I'm that fast. $300. All right.
Okay. $300. So I used my iPhone 11 as a trade-in. Best Buy was doing like double that. So I got $600 for the trade-in. Plus, I have a Best Buy card. So I was able to stack some of my Best Buy points to get an extra $100 off using one of the certificates. And I used that to get this iPhone 13 Pro Max. And here's the best part about it. To take advantage of this trade-in deal, it didn't require financing.
Wow.
I could buy it outright.
That's really nice. Yeah.
Which I did. So I didn't have to get stuck with 36 months of financing. And because I bought it outright, I was able to get it unlocked from T-Mobile within 24 hours.
Oh, that is clutch. Dude, I didn't honestly know you could do that. Because here's the problem I've had with Best Buy is they sell the universal model iPhone, right? And what this means is the phone is unlocked. The actual device is unlocked, will work on any plan, any carrier. But the problem, Dennis, is that it actually locks to the first SIM card you insert. So what were you using on? Were you AT&T or were you T-Mobile? Your T-Mobile line. So the moment you inserted your Magenta Max plan into that iPhone, it was like, boop, I'm now a T-Mobile locked phone.
Correct.
But it sounds like you were actually able to contact T-Mobile then and get it unlocked based on T-Mobile's unlocking policy, where if you pay for the device, you can get it unlocked. Is that correct?
Correct. Which I will say, part of me feels like I got lucky because I want to say that there's a requirement that it be on for 40 days.
I think there
But
usually is, yeah.
But it doesn't matter. They did it. Good job, T-Mobile. I will say it took a couple phone calls, but thankfully what ended up happening was I eventually got reached out to on Twitter. And T-Force, of course, always saves the day on Twitter. They are God tier. It also just so happens I was also calling them during a very busy time because of that crazy event that we'll talk about later. So I was spending a lot of time on hold. But honestly, no, T-Mobile did a great job. They unlocked the phone. And one thing that I also learned is even if the phone's locked to T-Mobile, you can still actually use Mint and other T-Mobile MVNOs on it.
Oh, that's super interesting. Yeah, so you took advantage of Mint Mobile's promo. We talked about that. You got 6 months of free service on the 15 gig plan. Is that what you went with?
Mm-hmm.
How has that been going? What have you noticed from your testing?
So TLDR, Mint Mobile is fantastic value, but
just the way you laid that up, fantastic value, not experience, not data speeds, not performance, just value. And there's a but. What's the but here, Dennis? For you personally?
But I found that my usage habits have changed dramatically when it comes to my data usage.
Really?
And by that, I mean, I have been spoiled by unlimited. Unlimited changes the mindset of how I use my phone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not worried about anything, right? If I want to run 10 speed tests on N41, I'm great. Because I want the 15 gig plan, it's really easy to chew through 15 gigs if you're trying to run some N41 speed tests, right?
Yeah, the problem actually, Dennis, is you got Mint Mobile a little late to the game. I don't know if this is a Mint thing or if this is a T-Mobile thing, but very recently they have started counting Ookla's speed tests towards your high-speed data allotment. This was previously not the case. I remember, I think it was last year, I don't know if I actually published this, but I did a video and I was like going to test the speed cap and show Mint's 2G speeds and figure out like what they were. When I used all my data and ran a speed test, I got full speeds on Ookla's speed test, but everything else was capped. Fast forward today, now I run a speed test. I was showing my friends, same thing as you. Oh, look, Mint Mobile's super fast. I do one speed test. I'm out of my 4 gig plan and just potato for the next, I think it's 10 days now.
Right. Now, to be fair, in a realistic world, I don't foresee myself ever actually hitting that because I have so many other unlimited data plans. But that being said, as someone that wants to be able to test all the plans, I didn't realize how quickly I would use it up using speed tests. Also, I will just say everything about it's been great. Although deprioritization is something that I was able to notice.
Yeah, you were observing that. What did you notice for your deprioritization? Like what kind of differences were you seeing between your Magenta Max line and T-Mobile? Or
Sure.
Mobile, excuse me.
Let's take the example of a very well optimized N41 site that was down by McKnight Road, which is where there's like a Best Buy location. On my Magenta Max line, I was actually able to pull like 700 down, 100 up. Tasty. On the Mint Mobile line, it was actually capping out around like 350-ish, give or take.
Weird. Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that's a deprior thing, a T-Mobile thing. I know Sneed was having some issues with that.
Yeah. My guess, Dennis, is if you're on that kind of cell site and there's like not too many other people around, my guess is it's something related to the network. Like, I don't think that's deprioritization. Like, I think you would have gotten faster speeds than that.
But I was getting 700 on the Magenta Max line, and we were using the same phone. It was because I didn't upgrade to the 13 Pro Max yet. These were both on iPhone 12 Pro Max.
Yeah.
And to eliminate the variable, I did turn off the eSIM to make sure it was like single SIM.
Yeah, single eSIM. Yeah, I don't know what to say. That's I mean, you saw my video at over 500, 600 megabits per second on Mint. I would do it now, but I used all my data. So.
Also, to be clear here, that's still fantastic speeds.
Yeah.
But
I just like
that was the one thing I noticed. It's not the end of the world by any stretch of the means. And honestly, as far as actual use, I honestly didn't notice any difference. Anywhere that T-Mobile sucked, it still sucked. Anywhere that T-Mobile was great, it was still great. That was the kind of experience I had. Although if we're talking hard numbers too, the only other thing I noticed is that ping times were slightly higher on Mint Mobile on average, usually by roughly it wasn't a drastic difference, but maybe roughly 15 millisecond difference.
I think
Unless it was
they're routing their traffic through like, I don't know if it's MVNO servers, but somehow like the profiles they're getting from T-Mobile, I think is what's causing that.
well, let me add a caveat. Unless it was a congested cell site, in which case it was over triple digits.
Dang.
Yes, if it was a congested cell site, it was over triple digits. If it wasn't, and it was just a normal cell site, about 15 millisecond difference, which isn't that noticeable at the end of the day. So,
yeah, for how people are using their phones is probably fine.
But overall, great value. Well,
yeah, you have to remember, like, how much is this versus your Magenta Max plan?
A lot cheaper. But will Dennis make the switch? Undetermined.
TBD, yeah.
I still have 5 months of Mint to enjoy, but T-Mobile recently gave me a great experience with the whole unlocking of the phone.
Yeah. And well, now you could go to Mint Mobile with that. Boom. Perfect.
I could. Although T-Mobile actually did something that made me happy from a security standpoint.
They asked for your ID or something. I don't know.
No. Well, yes, when I called them, they asked for that verification stuff. Cool. But no. In the My Account app, they finally made it so you don't have to actually call to put in that, like, to prevent the port out thing. You can actually put the little add-on so like people.
Oh, it's just like an add-on. You select and you go tap. I want that.
Yes, which is a fantastic improvement because before you used to have to call in and manually get it added by a representative. Yeah. Now you can get it added just by like popping it on like that, like you could with Verizon. So that was a nice little UI change that I greatly appreciated. But yeah, no, I don't know yet. I think that right now I'm kind of happy with my Magenta Max service. Yeah. I've actually consolidated down to one phone. And if anything, I might just go to one line and pay the 80 or whatever.
I would do that. Look, Dennis, I'm trying to help. I'm helping people out save money. I want to help you out save some money. Like, I'm thinking if I was in your shoes, I would consider, you don't have to do this, but like I would consider, as you mentioned, cut down to one line on Magenta Max. I would pop over to Mint Mobile, and I know you like the hotspot, so maybe I bet the 15 gig plan would be fine if you weren't running speed tests all the time.
Oh, for sure.
And if you were running speed tests, I would do Mint Mobile plus maybe like a circled in Magenta Max line or something like that.
Oh God, I will not do the circled in because of the security concerns, because we talked about that. Remember?
Yeah, but don't do it for a main. Like get a secondary line. That's what I'm saying, right? So you can literally do Mint Mobile primary plus a circled in Magenta Max secondary for like the cost of one regular Magenta Max line.
I don't know yet. I'll put it this way. I don't know yet, but I'll put it this way. Would I give Mint Mobile a recommendation? Yes. The first off, the purchasing process was the easiest I've experienced.
Dude, it's easier to sign up for Mint than T-Mobile. In my opinion, just online.
The most comparable example I could think of was my experience with setting up with US Mobile. Both incredibly easy. The activation process legit took less than like 2 minutes with Mint, which was fantastic.
Did you do eSIM or physical?
Physical.
Yeah.
Did physical because I wanted to be able to pop it into
different Galaxy.
Yeah, I wanted to be able to pop it into the Galaxy to do a proper one-on-one comparison, but then I popped it in the iPhone because I was using it. But now I'm not. So anyway, yeah, Mint's been good. Pricing was great. They had one of the best promos, I would say too, from a cell phone standpoint.
I think from an MVNO standpoint, they have straight up the best promo. Why is it the best?
Although US Mobile did one too.
I was disappointed. I'll share piece of feedback. One, Mint Mobile I like because it's new customers. It's dead simple to get. There's no promo codes. There's no like T-Mobile. You literally have to go to promotions.tmobile.com and enter in some random code to get your eligible promotion. Mint Mobile, you just have to buy the SIM kit. You're done. If you make the purchase between now and January 7th, you get 6 months of service. You get 3 months free. It's awesome. US Mobile, they hyped up their promo on Twitter and on Reddit. Dennis, who are they hyping their promo to?
I'm not sure.
Existing US Mobile customers, right? Because who's on Reddit? US Mobile customers following the subreddit when ultra wideband 5G is coming, when eSIM is coming. And then you know what the promo was? It was like Mint. You got 6 months of service. They offered a discount, but it was only for new customers. So they just marketed their discount for new customers to existing customers. I don't know. It didn't feel great. I think that marketing strategy could have used some improvements in different targeting.
Well, if you think about it for a second, though, your existing customers would be the ones that spread it by word of mouth, right? Like we found out about it and we're talking about it now.
Yeah, but it's more like they hyped up this amazing deal, and then no one who they hyped it to was eligible for it. That's like, you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's more like that. It was a great deal. Yeah, I totally recommend it. I haven't had time to make a video on it. I don't even know if it's still going on because it looks like it might have been just a Cyber Monday thing. But yeah, I don't know. Just as an existing customer, seeing all that hype build and then to just like
I didn't follow it too deeply. I just saw it because of our fantastic Discord who shared it in the news, and I was like, "Oh, these are really good prices."
Like outstanding prices. I would have loved to have seen like a phone deal or something. Like existing customers, $50 off. That's I don't know. That's what everyone wants. So,
but I mean, phone deals. If they want a phone deal,
MVNOs can't do phone deals. That's the bottom line.
Well, that, and I was going to say they could have took advantage of the Best Buy deal.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. Mixed feelings. Like it was a great deal. I wish it was presented differently.
But we got sidetracked. Let me steer it back. You were talking about the big carriers. Stetson, tell me what you were talking about with the big carriers.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're talking about deals from the big carriers. I think Verizon was offering the most aggressive deal this year. And I say that because they were not only offering your standard up to $1,000 off with trade-in. So this is for new customers. Actually, AT&T was new and existing, which was great. You trade in your device, you get up to $1,000 off. So if you trade in a device and you buy the iPhone 13, you're getting the $800 off to get that phone for free. If you're doing the 13 Pro, you could potentially get up to $1,000 off to get that 13 Pro for free. So I love that AT&T was doing both new and existing. Verizon, actually, this is really interesting. Verizon cut their promo for existing customers in half. It went from being up to $800 off to being $430 off with trade-in. So I'm actually happy. I took advantage of it. This isn't the phone, but I got a 13 Pro from Verizon. I'm happy I did because I got the $800 of credit, where this past Black Friday, existing customers were only getting $430. But the real creme de la creme, if you will, was for new customers signing up for Verizon. They would give you up to $1,000 off for new customers, new lines, and an additional $1,000 to pay off your old phone to switch. That was the best deal. So,
yeah, speaking of deals, by the way, T-Mobile really screwed the pooch on their Black Friday deals this year.
Yeah, why do you say that?
Well, there was the whole issue where people's promos weren't getting.
Oh yeah, dude, this is what I was just talking about. You had to freaking go to the promotions.tmobile.com, enter the code, and then it wasn't working for people. Yeah, that was
made me happy that I went through Best Buy.
Yeah, Best Buy's getting tons of press here. We should partner up. But yeah, I think you're right. They screwed the pooch. Not only that having their deals not work, but also the fact that the deals were pretty much the best deals were only for Magenta Max customers, people adding new lines, and existing Essentials and Magenta customers just weren't seeing the best options possible. So I think that was interesting. Overall, it was I think pretty reasonable. I still think the original deals we saw when the iPhone 13 first launched were some of the best. That's where I took advantage of the Verizon up to $800 off. These promos, as far as I'm aware, will likely continue through December for the holiday season. So if you missed them, guess what? You didn't. They're still going on. So check that out. And I think, honestly, the sneak tip that we got from Dennis is to go to Best Buy or look at what Best Buy is doing, because you don't have to do the financing garbage and get locked into 36 months or whatever. I think that's it for deals, Dennis, kind of our reactions. I think Verizon overall was the strongest, and the other ones were good. I still like Mint Mobile from an MVNO standpoint. And if you haven't seen the video, just check out the video. The deals are all still going on. We'll try and link that in the description or something. All right. Where are we going next, Dennis? Should we talk about the T-Mobile outage?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So what was happening?
So I'm not really 100% sure of what specifically caused it, but the outage was primarily affecting the East Coast based off what was being reported. And the issue was specifically in relation to calling. T-Mobile customers weren't able to call Verizon customers, but Verizon customers could call T-Mobile customers.
That is so weird. I don't even know how the internet put that together. I'd be like, oh, I wasn't able to call this person. Oh, like send them a text. What carrier or network you on? Crazy that we were able to figure that out. definitely, yeah. I heard it was East Coast, and it seemed to. Do we know what the root cause was?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
I heard it might have actually been a Verizon thing. And I'm pretty sure I heard like Verizon was like, yeah, their network is operational, which it was to some degree, but it might have been something else weird going on. It affected a lot of people though. And I think it was just a lot of consumers.
Well, 2/3 of the country use Verizon and T-Mobile.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If you think about it that way, like that's a large majority of people not being able to contact other people.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Ironically enough, I wasn't really impacted.
That's not ironic. I mean, I do know you call a lot, but wait, why were you not impacted? I guess because you're calling like landlines or something where it wouldn't be.
No, I mean, like, I just literally didn't, like, I was making calls like normal. I didn't know anything.
No,
Like,
like down detectors like spiking. Then this is like, oh, la-di-da, everything's fine over here.
I mean, from what I saw on Reddit, for people that were being impacted, some of them were like short bursts, maybe like an hour at a time. So if I was impacted, it might have just been an hour at a time where I wasn't on the phone for any reason.
Oh, sure. Very, very interesting. Do we know if the service is back and restored?
Yeah, to my understanding, I believe things are resolved at this point.
All right, there you go. I don't have anything else to comment on that. I think that's pretty much everything people need to know.
Yeah, I mean, I figured we had to make mention of it. It was pretty big, but
absolutely. All right. Speaking of like weird outages, I'm gonna add this one, and it is an outage for possibly Mint Mobile customers, but it's more so an interesting situation with the T-Mobile network. So we have this user saying that they cannot send or receive texts with certain letter combinations, such as Dr. Oz. And this user is saying that basically they were trying to share maybe a story or something with a friend, and they weren't able to send the text message. They weren't able to receive the text message. And anyone know what is going on? And the answer from Ethereum sounds like a spam filter. Seems like Dr. Oz is blocked on this person's tele line, which uses T-Mobile. And that's just the user post. But yeah, I think T-Mobile just has like an advanced spam filter system that was catching this. So fun fact of the day, Dennis, with your test Mint Mobile line, you won't be able to send or receive Dr. Oz.
I mean, I could try sending one right now as a test.
Yeah, see what happens.
That being said, well, actually, no, it would defeat the purpose because I'm using iPhone, so it would go over iMessage. But...
yeah. Man, shout out to iMessage for solving tons of messaging problems.
Yeah, honestly, it's...
Yeah, I think there must have been like a spam filter going on where this was an issue before, so T-Mobile censored it, and it's just applying to the T-Mobile.
I'm waiting for the conspiracy theories, which I just saw a comment that talked about him running for office.
Anyway, that's like a fun little. It's not really an outage, but it's just something to keep in mind. All right, Dennis, where are we heading next?
I want to know what it is that you bought. You said you bought something exciting.
I bought something exciting, Dennis. Do you want to take any guesses?
Is it a new camera?
Wow. Okay, so the thing I have listed for this show, I bought the router. I bought the Asus AX6000 router. Finally, it's coming tomorrow.
Wait, AX6000?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Was that the one I recommended to you? I can't remember.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. It's whatever the one you recommended.
AX6000 is the specification for the speed, which means that the 2.4 gigahertz band should be able to achieve like...
Yeah, this is here. I'll just add it to the stream right now. Boom, it's this guy.
Okay,
yeah. See, Asus AX6000.
Yeah, that was the affordable one if you didn't want to get the fancy one. Okay, I remember now.
Yeah, I didn't want to get the fancy. Well, it's normally $350, and it was on sale, and I was like, now's the time. So I got it.
You're gonna love it. It's good.
Coming tomorrow. And you said camera. I actually did order another camera. It's not mega exciting. It's the Sony ZV-1, and I got it just because it's like a small point and shoot kind of thing. It's got a flippy out screen. The big reason is it can focus very close. So I like to show things in my status bar. This is like destroying like that.
Yeah.
Get very close. My current camera just can't focus. It goes out of focus.
What iPhone was that you just put up there?
13 Pro.
Okay. Do you still have the 12 from Xfinity?
Yeah, I still have that.
And do you still have your old 12s too, or did you sell those all?
I have 3 iPhone 12 minis.
Okay. Because here's what I want you to do, because I was planning on doing this too. I think you should do a video where you compare iPhone 12 5G performance to iPhone 13. No one's done that. I looked up on YouTube. There was not a single video. Yeah.
I will do it, and I will make a bomb diggity video out of it.
Yeah, I'm generally curious to see what kind of difference the X55 versus X60 modem makes as far as performance goes, especially on the Verizon network. If you manage to find an area that has both millimeter wave and C-band deployed in the near future.
Yeah, we're waiting. We're still waiting on C-band. We're getting close, Dennis. We're getting so close.
But okay. I want to get into more spicy take territory. So Stetson, have you been keeping track of my recent Twitter posts from yesterday?
Oh God, from yesterday?
Yeah.
Short answer is probably not, but if you say something, I might notice it or remember it.
I responded to a post from Peter Adderton.
Oh, not at all. Remind me about this.
Okay, so Peter Adderton was talking about Dish, and basically the long and short of it was it had to do with Dish going into the retail space and his reaction to like investors and how they were reacting to the situation. I'm actually in the process of trying to sign into Twitter right now on the computer, so I can share this here real quick.
I think never mind. I was like I'm on your profile now. I'm trying to figure it out.
That is good because I am in the other browser, so I had to sign in. But thanks to 1Password, I was able to do it very quickly.
Shout out to 1Password.
Are they a sponsor? I don't even know.
I'm part of their partner program, so if you sign up in the link below.
There we go.
I think you tweet way too much or not enough. I am not seeing.
I do not tweet enough, but I did find what I was looking for. So let me just share my screen.
You got it. Add this in.
Although I'm going to change that. I'm going to start tweeting more because it's actually easier on iPhone. So,
all right, coming in hot, you guys.
I need to zoom in. Hold up.
Yeah, zoom in. This is why I like Max. I can just zoom in on the trackpad. You've got this. Enhance.
Control plus enhance. Okay. All right. So, Peter Adderton was just simply talking about how if he ran Dish, he would ditch any retail ambitions and focus on becoming a pure wholesale network. Come one, come all approach, where he believes that they would own the market. He believes that they need to pivot now, and investors see retail as such an anchor. Here's my response, which you can see here, and I basically just wanted to have a discussion to see where you kind of fall on this camp. Do you think Dish, the postpaid carrier, should go the way that Peter's talking about and basically operate kind of like an MVNO? Like, well, Mint even has a retail presence. I mean, you can buy their stuff in store. So I'm talking like just all online, basically, right? Or do you think they should have a retail presence that's important? I wanted to hear your thoughts on it.
This is a great question. And here's my current stance. What does Dish need right now? They need a network. But number two is customers. Arguably number one, they need customers. How do you get customers? I think with a growing online e-commerce world, and I mean, think of us, Dennis, like we're such an online generation. For me, it's natural to try and order a product online first before I even think about going to a store. In fact, I don't even there are some products I can only find online. So I think building a seamless online activation flow, like you talked about that Mint has, is going to be very, very important. That said, what I think is curious is we're seeing carriers that started out as online only retailers, Mint Mobile. That's the only example I can think of right now, but I know there are more. They are expanding out into stores. They're making a retail presence at Target, at Best Buy. And so I think I agree with Peter in a sense. I think Dish should focus on their online experience to begin with, because I think that's going to be very core and most important. But I would think it would make a lot of sense to actually start expanding out into the retail space, because that's where a lot of people are still signing up. I mean, you just mentioned you bought a new phone at Best Buy. Imagine if there was an option to sign up for Dish right there. I think that'd be really powerful.
Yeah, so let me expand some of my thoughts, and then you can counter critique me if you find any faults in the logic. Basically, this is the thought process. I don't think retail is important necessarily for signing up customers. I don't think that's like the main reason why a retail presence is important. The main reason why a retail presence is important is from a customer service experience overall, because there are certain issues that require the in-person touch that just cannot simply be resolved over the phone or in an online means. A great example of something that is better to do in person than to do online is taking advantage of the trade-in deals. I can't tell you the amount of problems that you constantly see, or I've experienced myself when it comes to dealing with trade-ins, depending on the company. It was so smooth to do it at Best Buy where I was like, here's my iPhone 11. You checked it. It's great. And I instantly got the credit and didn't have to worry about things. I saw it right then and there. That's a good experience. On that same note, by the way, me getting the phone at the store location for me was a good experience because a lot of times when you order phones from different companies, they usually force you to sign for it, which isn't a problem right now with me working from home, not the end of the world. But if we were in a non-pandemic living, that would be a real pain in the butt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's one example. Also, retail presence does three other things actually. One, the second thing is that in a way, retail presence can be used almost like miniature warehouses to shorten the distance of deliveries whenever you want to deliver phones. You see Walmart do this all the time, Best Buy does this all the time, and other big block stores do this as well with their inventory. So it's shortening that transportation distance to make sure that the customers get the phone in a relatively quick time frame. Also, the third thing it does is there are customers who are in the market for a phone, but you can't necessarily get an idea. Like when you look at the dimensions of a phone, right? Like take the 13 Pro Max, right? There's a difference between seeing a picture on the screen and actually holding it like in your hand, displaying it, kind of feeling how it feels, right? There are customers like that need that in-person touch. And from a sales strategy standpoint as well, you have a higher probability of selling to someone if they actually get to put their hands on the product and play with it than just verbally describing it. You know what I'm saying?
100%. I hear what you're saying. And I think you're right. The in-store experience is always going to get better when it comes to purchasing devices and getting set up, like having a rep just do everything for you. I think a lot of people like, and I think that's been a strength of the postpaid carriers, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, where you can just go in and get it. There are some interesting comments here we have from Zach. Zach, thank you for being a Patreon supporter and for joining us for this live stream. He's saying Dish already has retail via Boost. Very good point. And the other thing is, I think Peter's talking more about wholesale versus consumer. So if I'm understanding what Peter is saying here, I think that what he's suggesting is that Dish should actually focus more on becoming like an MVNO house, or like offering a ton of great perks and benefits to MVNOs so that they join their service. So I'm saying Peter's saying they should ditch any retail ambitions and focus on becoming a pure wholesale network, come one, come all approach. And I think this is alluding to allowing MVNOs on the network, providing the support tools for MVNOs to create a great experience for customers. And this kind of goes directly against what you said in a previous episode, Dennis, but basically allowing MVNOs to rise up and have like 50 different ones to target all these different niches of consumers. And I think we're starting to see this already with their changes that they've made to Boost and Ting and the upcoming changes to Republic Wireless that I actually was able to get hands-on early look at.
Yeah, but if they went with that play, as Zach mentioned as well, it'd be ignoring the fact that they already have a retail presence. Why pull out of all that to pivot your company? And also that's
the cost.
Also worth mentioning is that having your own postpaid subscribers is always going to generate more revenue than leasing out your network, so to say.
That is true. But I think, as Peter is saying, like retail is one of the most expensive costs for a network. You've got to pay for in-store employees. You've got to pay for having stock and inventory on hand and ready to go. You've got to pay to keep the lights on, the heat on, whatever the rent is in that space. Insurance if devices are stolen or property is damaged.
Yeah, but you're going to have to pay for all those things anyway, because you're still going to have to store the devices somewhere, like a warehouse, right? I'm saying, like, even if Dish literally only had 1,000 chains across the whole United States, and they were literally just warehouse hubs with like a front store in the front, it would be better than having zero presence at all. I mean, I'm going to give you the best example of this, okay? Let's look at Apple, right? Yeah. Why does Apple have retail stores? Why does Apple Store exist?
It's a customer experience. You walk in, you get great customer service. You can see the product, get hands-on, and have a great purchase.
Convenience bar, support, marketing aspect of it. I mean, literally, when you go to New York, all over Snapchat and Instagram, are people like right in front of the Apple taking pictures, right?
Yeah.
It serves many different purposes. And in that same vein, it's part of the reason why Apple has such a dominance in the US over, say, like a Samsung. Like, if you actually get out of the US for a second and look at like South Korea, Samsung has the equivalent of an Apple store in South Korea. It's a thing. They do it because it kind of has to happen, right? Like, you need that level. As I talked about earlier, you need to have a presence of some sort, even if it was just Boost only going in Best Buy stores, not making their own locations, just having like a little kiosk at a Best Buy, right? Better than nothing. It's the reason why you don't really see any MVNO. One of the big reasons why you don't really see any MVNOs taking the place of a postpaid carrier and subscriber count, right? There are going to be a big portion of consumers that don't want to necessarily have online only as their only choice, right? Like, yes, people prefer to do things online. It's quick, it's easy, it's safe, it's simple, until it's not, until you need the option for physical presence. And if it's not there, then that's a con, right?
Yeah. Well, I think what Peter's going for here is ROI. Like, how much does it cost to staff a retail store and pay for all those expenses? Why do MVNOs start out as online only before going to the retail store experience? It's because it's expensive to do retail stores. And I think even though the experience is better, like, what do you think the ROI would be on staffing one salesperson for, I'll just say $60,000 a year in one store location versus spending like $60,000 on targeted advertisements online with a smooth online experience? I think that's like what he's going for.
Yeah,
I mean, starting up, like, Dish is kind of starting at ground zero. They're bleeding customers from Boost. What is going to help them build revenue quickly and provide the ROI they need to be successful?
I mean, but here's the thing, though. Two other things to mention. One, you mentioned staffing a salesperson, right?
Yeah.
Most sales jobs are heavily commission focused. So your base hourly for that salesperson is relatively low. And if they are hitting 60,000, it means they're also making you a lot of money, right?
Yeah. My point is like,
but two, as far as return on investment, the return on investment in the long run is going to be beneficial. Maybe in the short term, it's more expensive, but in the long haul, right? Like, especially if you end up owning the building, right? Like, if you're not renting it and leasing, you actually own the building. Once it's paid off, it's relatively cheap. You're just paying the property taxes. And even though it might be easy to do like a mass ad campaign on, like, say, TV or something like that, you're not going to necessarily have the same targeted impact in that localized community, because I, Dennis, know people better in Imperial than random commercial that's targeted at a broader national market, right?
Yeah, you're making valid points. I think the crux is ROI. What is going to provide the return on investment for Dish? I think I would side with Peter, just based on what I've seen. MVNOs are able to provide the services they do. Like, Ting is able to offer such great customer service and support because they don't have to deal with in-store that network or building out that chain of retailers. So I don't know. I think retail can provide great experiences, but I think there's also a reason that only the major carriers are doing it right now.
Well, then let me ask one really golden question. Hypothetically speaking, let's say Dish did go that route. They avoided retail completely, right?
Yeah.
How does Dish get into the mind of people as actually the fourth carrier? Like a proper postpaid
TV
carrier?
advertisements. Done.
And you think they'd be able to compete with, say, Mint Mobile, who's doing the same TV advertisements?
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I do. That's my stance.
I guess we'll wait and see. My money is that they'll go into retail.
I mean, I think to your point, the postpaid, it would feel weird to me if they didn't, but I also see where Peter's coming from. Like, it would make sense to me now. I mean, first of all, if you try and buy something from like Verizon or AT&T's website, it's just like, they literally, AT&T can't. Yeah, it's garbage. So if Dish can literally make a streamlined checkout process, I think they could be light years ahead. And
right.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
like, when it comes to carrier deals, because of how convoluted they are, even if
Dennis, you're also talking about something that's it's not necessarily making carriers money immediately, right? If you're doing a deal, the carrier's paying for the phone and like basically taking the loss in the short term to have a longer to
No,
get the customer.
I understand that. I'm saying as a consumer experience, real quick, like
Yeah.
even if the carriers streamline the online order entry process, I still wouldn't want to do it online because of how convoluted they are when it comes to taking advantage of the deals, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, Verizon worked well for me. I did a trade in. They sent me an empty box, shipped my phone in. As far as I'm aware, it worked. So
you've clearly not dealt with AT&T then. AT&T.
Oh, wait. All right. Quick side tangent. While we're on Twitter, let's see. I could have sworn I brought it up. AT&T was just giving me a garbage experience on Twitter. I was just trying to ask a simple question, and they couldn't answer it. Check this out. Does anyone know if FirstNet includes taxes and fees? All right, pretty simple, kind of yes or no question. AT&T, we're here to help. Send us a direct message with your account details and contact number so we can be sure to follow up. All right, that seems a little over the top. You couldn't just answer the question in a tweet instead. I feel like a very valid response. AT&T, we saw your tweet. We apologize for the frustrations that you've experienced due to our representatives. We want to make things right. Please meet us in the DMs with your account details and contact information so we can best this is a simple yes or no question, Dennis. And then finally, I think I retweeted one of these and they responded again. And it was just unbelievable.
It's probably some copy paste of the things that they're allowed to say.
Yeah. And then I said, oh my God, I answered it. And then they're like, we're here to help. I couldn't believe it. And then I messaged them, Dennis, and they sent me a full on paragraph that didn't answer the question. Look at this. This is a yes or no question, Dennis. A yes or no question. So yeah, to your point, I'm sure there is some system set up where there's you can choose one of two responses. I don't know what it is, right? But I don't know. This boggles my mind how big is AT&T? A multi-billion-dollar conglomerate company cannot answer a yes or no question about what? About the price of their product. Then it's just like trying to go to an Apple store and buy an iPhone and Apple won't tell you the price.
Dude, it's funny because T-Mobile is so polar opposite in their chats. Like,
yeah.
Have you noticed that with to the point where it's almost a little odd sometimes?
They are aggressively friendly. That's how I would describe it.
Aggressively friendly is not what I was going to say. I was going to say like, have you noticed that they try to throw in emojis sometimes that are
it's just flooded with emojis.
Almost like they're it's almost like this is training on how Gen Z talk to all people like Gen Z. And it's a little odd, but I don't mind it. It's better than the AT&T canned response.
Oh my God. I don't know. This boggles my mind. I think Zach, you're 100% right. I don't blame the representatives. I know their job is challenging and I don't want to be an angry customer to them. But
this is why you go to the store for AT&T.
If this is the system that they have built, there needs to be a new system because this ain't it, Chief. It's not working. But yeah, mostly automated responses and tier 1 reps overseas. You're probably 100% correct. I wish there was a different system to provide people information about products and services before they sign up. That would be all.
Before we change off this gear, I just want to say one fast thing. My experience with the carriers is as follows. AT&T, if you want to do something, you do it in store.
I agree with that 100%, except for canceling where you have to call.
T-Mobile, no, you do that in store as well, so you have an eyewitness.
No, Dennis, I could not cancel at my corporate AT&T store.
I know, but I'm saying you do it at the corporate AT&T store, so you have an eyewitness. So if they screw things up, you
you call in at store is what you're saying. You go to hey, can you just watch me call one of your other reps who can actually cancel my service?
Yeah, no, I will literally what I'll have them do is I'll have the rep call so that I have an eyewitness, so that way if something goes wrong.
Weird.
Anyway, AT&T billing in store is my go-to. T-Mobile, opposite. Stores are freaking useless. And are the reasons why I went through the whole headache of the Legit the Max ordeal.
Yeah.
Call.
Yeah, they had to call in.
Yeah, so that was a nightmare. And then Verizon, can't speak for Verizon because my interaction with them on both ends have been terrible, but that's just my experience.
Wait, and I'm sorry, Dennis, you're arguing that Dish should have a retail presence?
I'm arguing that Dish should have a retail presence where they actually give their retail stores capabilities like they do with AT&T, because when I do stuff with AT&T in store, let me rephrase, corporate AT&T stores,
Yeah.
it's a great experience.
Great catch. Corporate AT&T. Oh my God.
It is a fantastic, bar none. It's like legit, like the best of the carriers. Like no one else compares as far as the in-store experience goes.
I guess my experience, because my account was broken, so I went in and the AT&T reps were like, yeah, your account is broken. You know, like they couldn't do anything. It's just, oh man. AT&T has good people at the stores. Corporate stores are great, can do a lot. I wish their back end was better and worked. And I think, look, if Dish is listening to this, I think their golden opportunity is to make the Apple of cell phone carriers in terms of customer service and support. Leverage what you have with Tang, make something magical. Okay, like make it work, make the promos work 100% of the time.
Dude, if their customer service was that good, it would help people tolerate with any pain points as far as network deployment goes.
Like
I don't know if you were with T-Mobile way back in the day, but T-Mobile used to be that way, man. I remember that T-Mobile legit, because their network was so bad, they gave me like credits for like 6 months or something stupid.
That's amazing.
Like it was pretty crazy. But all right, let's change gears. Stetson, I know you talked about your fun purchases, but there's something else that you got recently on the topic of Dish. Do you want to talk about what that is?
I'm guessing you're talking about Republic Wireless.
No, I'm talking about your Boost Mobile cellular.
Yeah, I mean, we can touch on that. Then I want to do Republic Wireless. All right, Boost Mobile Celero 5G. Let's pull this up.
Did you get a phone or?
Yeah, they sent it over. I filmed a video, and all right, this is minor rant on iPhones. It crapped the bed on me, Dennis. Literally stopped recording, and the video footage was gone. It was just gone. I've never had that happen. Everyone's like, get the iPhone if you're going to be a YouTuber. It's got the best video. I've literally lost 2 video files on this iPhone. I want to throw it at a wall. You know,
was it the storage issue or?
Yeah.
What?
So first one was a storage issue. The storage was full because I was trying to use iCloud Photo Library. I did have the full library on the device. I never got any your storage is full warnings or anything like that, but that was why there was a problem, and it couldn't even save the video, which like sucked. I would want it to.
You would think it would just stop and save it.
Yeah, like it's full now. You can't record. Nope, it just gone. And then I deleted all of my photos. Okay, I fixed that problem. 80 gigs free. I record a 2-minute video and it just stops mid recording. It's gone. Like I'm gone.
What happened that time?
It was just gone. I don't know what to say. Like anyway, minor rant over. The Boost Celero 5G. They sent it over. I filmed something, and the bottom line is going to have to refilm it. It's going for $140 right now, which is great. And look, it's a budget phone. I don't know how to say that. That's the nice way of saying it. It's not great. It's not great is the bottom line. But so I think it's not great. The phone is very medium. I would get almost any other phone besides this one. I would go.
It's got a 6.5 inch screen and a 16 megapixel camera.
Okay, dude. All right. The worst part about this, I set the phone up and it looks like this, right? Nice wallpaper, like clean, no bloatware or anything. I was like, all right, great, perfect. I grab my Boost Mobile SIM. Here it is. I grab my Boost Mobile SIM, go to the website, and they didn't provide any service, so I had to actually sign up and pay for it. But I get the SIM. I get to the point where I have to pay, and there's this weird like chop point where you select your plan, but you haven't added your payment method yet. And at that point, I put the SIM card in my phone because I didn't want to pay. I was like, they sent me it's this 5G SIM card. It's on T-Mobile. I've got so many lines on T-Mobile right now. The last thing I need is like a Boost Mobile branded T-Mobile experience. Pop the SIM card in the Boost Mobile Celero 5G. And Dennis, you know what happens?
It downloads all the bloatware.
Oh, bloatware galore. Let's slap tons of sponsored apps and games all over the place. You've got a whole extra home screen. The background wallpaper changed to be this like gross orange color. I was not impressed. So look, the bottom line for Boost is I'm not in the market for budget phones. And if you are, I would get anything else. Samsung Galaxy A42, A52, heck, even last year's A51.
Is it using Mediacom, if I remember correctly?
MediaTek. This one is using MediaTek. So this friends don't let friends use MediaTek. There's a reason for that. The hardware I'm not impressed by, but what I am impressed by was the plans. I think it's my dot boost. Here we go. Yes, they launched these new annual plans, a full year, $100, unlimited talk and text and 1 gig of data. That's popping. I love this.
I don't think we've talked about this plan, have we? I don't think
these
we
are
actually...
brand new, Dennis.
Yeah, we haven't covered this. I mean, I talked about it, I think, in Twitter Space or something with like Sneed or somebody, but I don't think we actually talked about it on the show.
Yeah.
Do you actually think that's a good plan?
Yeah, 100%. That's outstanding. A gig a month for $8.33. That's awesome.
But I mean, like, do you think it's a... Let me rephrase that. Do you think it's a plan that's going to actually get Boost Mobile customers?
I mean, yes and no. It's going to get them customers, but not a lot of customers, because you know why, Dennis? It's not on the freaking main website. If I go to boostmobile.com, it's not here. Let's just go to plans, just phone plans. Yeah, $15 for 2 gigs. That's decent. $25 for 5 gigs. Look, the bottom line is, why go Boost Mobile when you could go Ting? That's kind of like, I think you brought this up before, and I'm at the point where I'm 100% with you right now. They're not really doing a whole lot.
I even brought this more up when we talked about Republic Wireless, but
yeah. So the bottom line for me is, I think these are a great look. 2 gigs, $15. That is, oh, actually, that's the same as this. So, yeah, I think they're good.
What I'm getting at here, or what I'm trying to really nail down here, Stetson, is like, the only people that the $8.33 plan makes sense for are, like, I'm talking like legit people with like flip phones, which are quickly going away, right? Like, that's not a thing. Like, 1 gig in today's world, if we're talking about 5G, right, and what that means, really isn't enough.
I mean, it just depends. This, like, you're not a lighter user. There are people who just want to talk.
I would not say I'm a heavy user either. I would say I'm somewhere in the middle. But
this one.
But what I'm getting at here is like 1 gig, very restrictive. 4 gigs, okay. 1 gig, not so much. And for $15, you can get like 4 gigs from Mint.
Yeah, dude, they're in a tough market. I think the only thing that makes these good is that you can get them on AT&T. Whereas Ting, you're restricted to, I think it's just T-Mobile and Verizon right now. I don't even know if they're still doing Verizon, because they're changing so much on the back end. But yeah, I liked it. I don't even know how you find this website. You just have to know the my.boostmobile.com URL. So,
I mean, I'm glad they're trying something new. I'll give them props for that. I really wish, if they were going to do anything, I wish they would have redid their $15 plan and made it 4 gigs.
That'd be sick. I straight up just don't know if they can. But I think either way, Dennis, let's talk Republic Wireless. How about that?
All right, what's up with Republic?
So we talked about, hey, they're closed. Let's see if it's actually up. It's launching today. New plans are launching today. Little intermittent server timeout issues. That's nice. Republic, nice. I'm sure they're working on it. Either way, they are not live. But Dennis, when we did, this is the greatest story ever. When we were doing our previous podcast episode, I was like, all right, I know I saw the new Republic Wireless logo somewhere. Like, I'm going to find it. And so I did a Google search for the logo, and the new site came up, and it was in a developer build stage. Like, it was on a subdomain. I think it was qc.republicwireless.com, like qualitycontrol.publicwireless.com. And I was like, wow, this should not be up. But it is no longer up. But I screenshotted it, because I screenshot everything like it's my job, because it is. And we got the plans, Dennis. So these are the new plans. We'll start with single line. This is what we're looking at. And I realized that this is not being shared, so we'll add that back in.
Can you blow it out a little bit? Like,
yeah. Here, I'm going to zoom in just to...
That's perfect.
Yeah, there you go. So this is the new logo up top. You can't really see that. But boom, Republic Wireless. Kind of like got an addition there. And these are the plans, Dennis. $20 a month for 1 gig of data, and then $5 per gigabyte. $40 unlimited with 10 gigs of hotspot. $60 unlimited, 20 gigs of hotspot. Except I was lying. It's actually $40 for 20 gigs, $60 for 35 gigs.
Terrible.
That was kind of you think terrible? These are actually a significant improvement. Okay,
$20 for.
This is the same as what Ting is doing.
That's bad. That's terrible.
It's real. Yeah, if you just think, Mint Mobile, $15 for 4 gigs or $20 for 1 gig.
Or
Yikes.
US Mobile, $20 for like, what is it, 12 gigs?
12. Yeah, US Mobile. I guess these have taxes and fees too. So, yeah. Yikes.
And then $40 for, you said 25 gigs?
20 gigs.
20 gigs. Not great. Like it could, like, I'm not saying it's the worst thing on God's green earth because I'm assuming they're using AT&T network, but
I would hope so.
But Cricket exists.
I mean, Cricket's $40 plan is only 10 gigs. So this is actually better than
but
that.
I'm not referring to that. I'm talking about their $50 plan for
Well,
unlimited.
that's $10 extra per month.
But it's actually unlimited.
Yeah. I mean, I think
or if you want to go that route, let's see, what's $40 or what's $40?
You want the family plan or
we could just do AT&T straight up prepaid. Like, honestly, the annual plan that they have.
Prepaid plans. All right, so these are the current prepaid offerings. $40 for 15 gigs. So it's even better than that. You're getting 5G access. You don't have rollover data, so that's the perk of this plan. You get 10 gigs of hotspot on Republic Wireless, so that's equal to or better.
Didn't AT&T have a pretty good prepaid plan? I thought that was annual.
The $25 8 gig plan. This is still really good, but I think for it's a niche price point, $40 a month, but I think it's not bad.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like when you're talking the difference of $10, like, why not just
go unlimited?
Right, like, or I just feel like there's other options in that price tier. I mean, especially if we start talking about other carrier networks that aren't AT&T. I mean,
they get smoked on.
What about Red Pocket? I'm sure Red Pocket has to have something that's better. They always do. Come on, Red Pocket, come in for us here.
We're checking now, loading it up.
I'm having bad memory when it comes to all the MVNOs, unfortunately. But come on, $40, 22 gigs. Okay, that's
2 gigs more.
That's not what I was hoping for.
Dude, AT&T is tough at $40, okay? I think it's a decent plan. It's way better than what they were offering before, okay? It was $15 and $5 per gigabyte. So 40 minus 15 is 25. So it was like 5 gigs. Before you were spending $40 and getting 5 gigs. Now with the new plans, you're spending $40 and you're getting 20 gigs.
Yeah, so I don't know why I didn't do this sooner, but I just went to the best website ever called Best Phone Plans to quickly look at plans.
Yeah.
Dude, Red Pocket, $30, 20 gigabytes.
Oh, yeah, that's their annual plan. That's outstanding.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Because they don't show their annual plan. You know what? You're right. I should be using my website. Jeez Louise. Unbelievable.
Yeah, like that. Okay, like $30 for 20 gigs on AT&T, I deem fair. $40 for 20
gigs.
20 gigs.
Yeah,
I don't, because for $5 to $10 difference, you can get like way better stuff, right? Like
yeah. And then the $60 35 gig plan is
that's just dog.
That's Boost. Like the problem is that's the max I think they're able to offer. Like this plan is literally on every single carrier and it's just marketed in different ways. This plan is on Ting. We were just looking at it on Boost Mobile. $60, 35 gigs. This is getting 20 gigs of hotspot. Is that better than what Boost was doing?
Well, I was going to.
This is doing 30 gigs of hotspot. It's worse than Boost.
I was going to reference. In fact, I brought this argument up before. Boost should have like consolidated. What's their name? Republic Wireless.
Ting? Oh, Republic.
Yeah, like Republic Wireless. Like when they got them, they should just merge them in under Ting's branding or Boost branding and just call it a day.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I stand. You know, that episode is live. I stand that they. I don't know if I got the homepage. This is 100% marketed towards like older people.
Dude, for $60, you can literally get like your favorite unlimited plan on Cricket.
Yeah, AT&T prepaid is better. AT&T prepaid is actually way better than that. So not good. But Dennis, there's a 2-line option, and so I'll show the screenshot. Let's see if will this work.
I hope so.
Let me zoom out. Boom. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is 2 lines. So this is pricing for 2 lines, and you have to do math to break it up. So instead,
$30 a line.
I will actually just go to my website because I updated the plans. Look, Dennis, the funny thing is my website is live with Republic Wireless's new plans before Republic Wireless's website.
Why didn't you tweet this so people would go look?
I did tweet it.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure the description's probably all wrong because I haven't updated it. But yeah, so family plans, 2 lines. Boom. This is what we're looking at.
Is 2 lines the cap, by the way, on the family plan?
It looked like it. The screenshot's just like 2 lines. That's it. That's your option. 1 or 2.
All right, we'll go back to 2 lines real quick.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. So
this is actually a little bit better.
This is a lot better until you quickly look at Cricket's really good, truly priority on access limited plan for $45 for 2 lines.
Oh God. You're probably so right, Dennis. Carriers.
I'm on Cricket's website, like actually looking at it. 2 lines is $45 a line. True unlimited.
Stop.
True unlimited priority data.
Oh no. Oh no.
And then on the topic of the thank you. Oh no. Yeah, thank you. On the topic of the $30 per person, that is very solid at $30 per person. I can't argue with it too much.
I gotta fix those features.
However, remember how I said the difference of like a few dollars is not like the end of the world? Can we reference back to what Red Pocket was for their annual plan, please?
Yeah, let's see. It's freaking on my website. All right. It was $30 for a single line.
I believe you're right, but what was the data?
20 gigs. 1 gig. This is 1, yeah. So it's basically the same plan, but for 1 line as opposed to needing 2 lines.
Well, the $30 price point with 2 lines isn't bad.
This is actually pretty good. I mean, if you think about average usage, right, Dennis? Average usage in America, like 12 gigs right now.
Wait. Is it shared data? Because even has 0.5 gigs per person on the 15.
Oh, yeah. So this one is shared data.
Okay, that's absolute garbage then.
Yeah. Well, it's because it's you get the plan. I mean, here. I'll show you
right. It's like you buy a gig.
Yeah.
That's right.
For 2 lines, and this is like 1 gig per line. Oh, actually, I have to update that. That's my mistake. And then $5, and then the other 2 are like proper plans, and you're I'm 90. I'm pretty sure it's on a per get out of here, whatever that is. It's on a per line basis. You can see. I'm pretty sure it's a per line thing because I don't think it would make sense to share it. I could be wrong though. I'm just making an assumption here. Anyway, those are the new plans.
I mean, the only one that's decent is that middle tier. It only have the caveat is if you have 2 lines.
I think with the right advertising, this will appeal to people, and I think the website is significantly better than the Boost Mobile website right now. So,
I don't disagree with you on either of those fronts, considering that the Boost Mobile website doesn't even take you to the right plans when you go to the things. So that's true. I mean, I know AT&T is a tough sell, but in my heart of hearts, I already have the plans that I feel like people should be going to. If you want to buy the gig plan, you go with the 8 gig plan because it has rollover data.
Yeah.
If you want unlimited, you do. I know you like the unlimited priority Cricket one. But I was gonna say if you want like a value unlimited plan, you do the $50 one, especially because of the family discount, where it only ends up becoming like $25 a line or whatever it is with 4 lines, right?
Yeah.
And then if you want like true like postpaid like priority services, you either go Los Mobile AT&T access, or if you get discounts, which you should because ARP is for everybody, you get AT&T Elite.
I think the situation is that AT&T is running tough bargains for their MVNOs. It's tough to be an AT&T MVNO. I think, you want the best deals. I would say pretty much everything Dennis just said. I think Red Pocket for like ultra low cost. AT&T prepaid is going to be a great value, great experience, and you might as well get postpaid if you really need a truly unlimited. All right, Dennis, what else we got in our doc for today? I think we covered pretty much anything. One thing, this is kind of circling back, but you upgraded to the iPhone 13 Pro. One thing I think you left out is did you get rid of your Galaxy S20?
Nope, it's right here.
Still here, but are you using it? What happened?
So I took the SIM card that was in the iPhone 11
Yeah.
and put it in the Galaxy S20. So it's got the third T-Mobile line going on with it. It's not really being used. I mean, right now I'm in the process of trying to get all my contacts off, like adding any missing contacts that I didn't have onto the iPhone 13 Pro.
Gotcha. Were they not in like Google? Are you not a Google contact?
I have Google contacts, but like it didn't.
Oh,
Apple's weird with the, and then some of them got moved, but like we're missing like the they were detached like with the email and then like the number instead of being like properly.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm just
cleaning up. Long story short, I'm cleaning up my contacts. Okay, I'm cleaning up my contacts, and then once I do that, like it's not going to be used for anything outside of maybe just doing like the cell map or when I'm driving or something. But like honestly, my two main lines are already on here. I'm in the process of talking to Carlos to get the lowest Verizon access over on this phone. And once that happens, even the iPhone 12 Pro Max probably isn't going to be being carried around that much unless it's with the intent of going to do network testing. Because the beautiful thing about the 13 Pro Max is it has support for dual eSIM, and I have which by the way, I actually put my AT&T line on eSIM finally.
Nice, Dennis.
It actually worked perfectly, which was a beautiful, beautiful thing. And
did you use the iOS 15 like convert to eSIM setting? Oh, the dream. Thank you, Apple.
That was the best thing ever, which is the reason why I noticed it. I was like, holy poo-poo, I'm going to do that because I'm never going to put an AT&T line on an Android phone ever, but I kept my main T-Mobile line on the physical SIM because there is a chance that if the Galaxy, this is a very slim chance. I think I'm committed at this point just to staying with iPhone because I'm so tired of Android just not being supported properly on the carriers, but there is a chance that if the S22 comes out swinging, like I'm talking really popping, I might consider putting
it. Would have to be the S22 Ultra for you.
Oh, for sure. But honestly, since we're on this topic, do you want to hear about my buying experience real quick?
Sure, yeah.
So here's how I got my iPhone 13 Pro Max. I went online on bestbuy.com. I took advantage of the deal. I went in, pumped in my social and all that other fun stuff because you have to select the carrier when you buy the device. Paid for it, all Gucci, and then I waited for it to happen. Like I did the in-store pickup. I went looking. I had to drive out to McKees, McKnight Road, which it's not that. I mean, it's a little bit of a distance for me, but not too bad. Drove into Best Buy, super easy. Went to the pickup center, showed my driver's license. They took me aside. Guy was super chill. If he wanted me to like back up my phone and all that fun stuff, I didn't want to do that in store. I just quickly skipped through, made sure to make a test call. Everything was great. Everything worked well. The only thing that was interesting though is that when you do it, they have to give you a T-Mobile SIM to activate. But the Best Buy guy straight up told me that like for whatever reason, Best Buy can't activate T-Mobile SIMs properly. So he was like, you're gonna have to like at some point your old SIM's gonna turn off, or you're just gonna have to pop in your new one, or you're gonna have to call T-Mobile. That never happened. The new SIM never got activated, and my old SIM just kept working. So that's where we're at on that front.
My
but
God.
I'm
so broken.
I'm just waiting for the point where my phone just stops working, and then I just have to pull out the new SIM.
Like, hey, T-Mobile, activate this ASAP.
Yeah, but it hasn't happened, and everything's been great. The iPhone 13 Pro Max, by the way, is what the 12 Pro Max should have been last year. The high refresh rate,
I agree. Yeah, but
battery life is great. The heating issue that I had when connecting to 5G, I haven't noticed anything like that yet. It's been running pretty cool for the most part, except for when it was charging and downloading apps all at the same time and all that fun stuff.
Oh, I mean, that's just what happens. That's
normal for phones.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say though is that I noticed that iPhone. This might just be an iOS issue with Signal, but I noticed that iPhones they take a little bit of time to connect to N41. I've noticed.
Yeah.
Compared to my Galaxy S20.
Yeah, maybe. I haven't really noticed that, so I'm not sure.
Like, I feel like the iPhone wants to stay on band 71. Like it picks that band and it just gets kind of stuck on it.
Yeah, I haven't really been using enough to notice. I feel like when I first insert a SIM card into a phone, there's usually a pretty big delay when it actually gets the service. I don't know. I think I'd be curious what other users have to say about that. It's just, also from the community.
Can I say something else that's surprising, Stetson?
Yeah. What?
Well, first off, I'm going to miss the Samsung browser. Samsung browser was great.
What? Really?
Yeah, it was honestly probably
the internet app.
Yeah, it was honestly probably one of the best mobile internet browsers.
Why?
Honestly.
What was so great about it?
Well, one, it supported extensions, which Safari now does, but Samsung did a better, like, because of how Android is, like,
Yeah,
it
it just does it as opposed to Apple, which is like kind of does it.
And the one thing that I'm going to miss specifically is the ad block. That was,
I think you can get an ad block.
I've been testing out some of them on Safari because of this extensions, but they're either paid or they've been really crappy. Like, they just don't work properly. Like, they just break websites. It just hasn't been working right.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna miss that. Plus, also the reading mode on the internet browser
iPhone has a reading mode.
I've used it. I'm saying a side by side comparison, the Samsung version of it was done better.
Gotcha.
But long story short, I'm going to surprise you. I've actually been using Safari on my iPhone. I actually moved Chrome into a little folder that's marked navigation. I actually put Safari back down here.
Wow.
So I've been using Safari, which has been odd because I can't figure out how to import bookmarks from Chrome into Safari on mobile.
You can't. You got to use your desktop, and then you can just like slap them in the mobile folder.
So do I need to go to like my Mac? You'll have to teach me how to do this because that would be very helpful.
That's a Mac thing. Yeah. I do that all the time.
But if I could do that, like, I'm going to be using Safari a lot more. The extensions are honestly great. iOS 15 fixed so many issues I had with iPhone.
It's
honestly.
great.
Like,
it's
Safari
great.
is great now. Like, there are still some sites where it gets wonky, and I prefer Chrome. But for the most part, like, it's been great. iMessage has been great. Although I was experiencing some issues at first because I forgot that when I moved over from iPhone to Android, I had to turn off iMessage. So when I was messaging people, it was actually showing up as my email address.
Oh, yeah, that happened to me. I didn't tell you about that. Sorry. I should have mentioned something.
Oh, goodness.
You gotta go to like settings, send as. I mean, this happens to me all the time because I swap my SIM card. I abuse my SIM card, that is. Like,
yeah,
insert into this phone, that phone, the other phone.
I think I fixed it. Am I still showing up as the email or no?
I honestly couldn't tell you at this point. I think you're probably right. It probably is fixed because I think your messages started coming in on your contact. Yeah, unless I merged your contact. Yeah, I have your email. I don't know. You're basically, once you add email and phone number to a person's contact, no matter what you send as, it all shows up in the same thread.
Okay, that's annoying. But anywho, I've been but long story short, I've been enjoying the phone.
I'm very surprised.
The wireless.
We first met you. I first met you, and we started this podcast. This is like Android enthusiast. He's gonna diehard Samsung fan.
I wouldn't go that far. I always had an iPhone.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I just never used the iPhone.
Yeah, now it's flipped. I'm surprised.
Well, here's the thing, man. Like Android is great. I still think that, in my personal opinion, I still enjoy the Galaxy S20's layout over an iPhone layout because, for example, the grid of icons in my folders.
Oh my god!
Mess, right? It's like this is way cleaner of a setup for a homepage, right?
Oh my, infinitely.
But the thing is that, for one, if you want to use Android, you basically have to use it on T-Mobile because AT&T just does not support Android well, and then Verizon is hit or miss. Two, when it comes to Android, there's no more option anymore. It's just Samsung, or do you want Samsung? Three, software support on Android freaking blows, right? Like, how long have I been waiting now for eSIM support to come to the S20, which has come to the S21? And even when it did, it was implemented very poorly. And four, like, everyone has, at least in the US, everyone and everybody supports iPhone for the most part. Like, there's some niche apps that we use as network testers, but honestly,
I miss those.
But honestly, if I just remove like coverage mapper out of my equation in my brain and I think about my day-to-day use of iPhone, although it's not sexy and although it can be a little inconvenient at times, it generally speaking works. And if there is a problem, it gets fixed relatively quickly. The only thing that there's a few things that like I said that tick me off. Like, for example, it doesn't integrate with Google necessarily as great, but like, these are all minor things that I'm starting to learn to live with because at the greater end of the day, things are better overall. Like, for right now, at least, especially since Android had a weak year.
Yep.
Even the cellular performance has been fixed. They're no longer using Intel modems. Like, they're using Qualcomm. It's great. The cell bar indicator seems to be a little bit weaker, but that could just be a software thing.
I think it's up to Apple to like, you get the signal and it's up to them what they want to display for bars, but the signal's the same.
But I mean, it's all little minor details. It's for
all right, Dennis. I'm sorry. I'm going to take over this conversation because we have, for the first time ever, breaking news happening live on the podcast for Patreon supporters, because this will be uploaded on Friday, US Mobile just announced eSIM. This happened 37 minutes ago, Dennis, and we get to talk about it. It's finally here. US Mobile can now activate eSIMs on the Super LTE network as part of a beta release. Unbelievable. They did it. And thank you, Pro Gamujian, for bringing this to our attention and for being a Patreon supporter. Here's how it works. Check your phone, buy a plan, scan, and go.
Well, that's good. It's definitely good for US Mobile. I'm honestly curious why it took so long, to be honest.
Just delays, man. Just delays. You know how it is.
Are they still doing the Black Friday deals?
Great question. Let's do plans. I don't even know.
They are not.
They're not. I think it was just a Cyber Monday thing. So, but yeah, again, great product, great service. I feel like they have, a little bit overpromised and underdelivered, but it feels great to have them finally delivering. eSIM is here. All right, this is lots of posts. Finally.
Do they on the GSM based network, do they still not support like a bunch of features?
Yeah. I think they should probably kill it. They have a lot of customers on it, but it's like you should just go Mint Mobile at that point. The other thing I wanted to mention, the unlimited plan is now, it went down. It's 35 gigs on GSM as opposed to 50 gigs.
Dude, what the heck, man?
Yeah. Dennis, I think this is a broader T-Mobile thing. Because Dish has only been able to get 35 gig plans. US Mobile just went down to 35 gigs.
Why is here's the thing that I truly don't understand. This is the thing I don't understand, right? The whole point of 5G was to basically enable people to literally have the true unlimited experience, right? Then remove the data caps, use your phone how you want, right?
Yeah.
We're getting all this extra capacity. And one of the things that we've been noticing is like data trends have been going down across the board for all the MVNOs. On the postpaid side, things got a little bit better with Magenta Max and AT&T Unlimited Elite. But like, if we look at everywhere else, prepaid, MVNOs, we're starting to see these artificial deprioritization caps going into effect.
Yeah.
And the throttling hasn't changed either. Like the throttling's pretty hardcore for T-Mobile and Verizon. I mean, what is it, like 15% of speeds when you're at like bottom of the barrel priority on T-Mobile?
When you're congested, they really, well, thankfully as an MVNO, you're never at that. You're at 30% speed, but still kind of crazy. All right, I do have good news. There's some hope. Get out of here, me. I want this. Ultra Mobile, probably some of the highest data you can get on the T-Mobile network. They have 60 gigs as low as $50. As low as $47.20 with the current promo, but as low as $50 a month with their 12-month plan. That's a great deal. Remember how we were talking about $40 plans, Dennis?
Yeah.
Legit, $40 a month gets you 40 gigs of data on T-Mobile with Ultra Mobile. Way better than what Dish is getting. So, all right, get out of here. I think that's it. That's thank you again. eSIM. I got to do a video on this and test it out. But
yeah, I mean, speaking of testing, by the way, have you formed a finalized opinion yet for the home internet comparison? I know you've been rocking Xfinity and T-Mobile, and I think you were testing out Los Mobile too.
I wasn't testing out Los. I was doing T-Mobile home internet, Xfinity, and Nextlight. Synopsis is only if one internet turned on at a time, because I was getting interference galore, and that was a little bit of a problem. But the second scenario is basically like T-Mobile is good and cheap, and if it gets the job done, why not? You want to save some money. Xfinity is good, very expensive in my market, and the plan isn't as good as the other options. And honestly, we talked about it in our previous episode when we compared the internet options. Like AT&T Fiber and AT&T Uverse are just popping. So
also on the topic of $40 or in that price bracket, so to speak, I just want to highlight one really important thing. Since we're talking about Republic Wireless, Los, $45, 100 gigs.
Yeah, dude, I think Los deserves to be in its own category.
When we're talking about Republic Wireless, I would say they're about the same. Like they have the same like
Well, because you're talking about different agreements. Like Lowe's, I believe, has a custom agreement versus like your standard MVNO agreement. Because we looked at Republic Wireless and we looked at all the other MVNOs. Like they're tapping out at 35 gigs basically. So
No, I thought you were gonna make a reference about like in the same way how we kind of treat Visible, but I thought that's what you were going for there.
no, I think Lowe's is just like they got something special going on, and yeah, I think when you compare, you got to look at other MVNOs to see, I guess, get a better reading of the market. So I think that's all I want to talk about, Dennis. Shout out to US Mobile. Congratulations. Big ups for them. I know this took a long time to work on. And yeah. Oh, Dennis, I had one more quick story.
So you're just throwing them out there, man.
Yeah, man. I threw them out. Personal stories. Remember we ended last episode and you were like, Stetson, you should grab this TV for your parents. So this is the old TV. As you can tell, it's in black and white. This is a color picture. The TV is in black and white. Like there's a problem. Very real problem. Took some photos to capture it, savor that black and white moment. What's weird is there's a video, but the little menu down here is actually in color. So I'm not 100% sure, but the TV was in black and white. The Chromecast input was in black and white. So I got them. The Sony Bravia that you pointed out, I thought it was great. But Dennis, look at this. Do you see that?
Yeah, it got damaged during shipping.
The package was damaged and the screen was shattered when we opened it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Did you get a replacement?
Yeah, so I returned it for a replacement, and I think the replacement should be coming on Friday for them. But I was hoping to get it all set up with them and, enjoy watching some shows and stuff, but shattered. Absolutely shattered. So
that's so unfortunate.
It was my personal story. I've had bad luck with TVs, Dennis. The last one I bought arrived and broke after a month. Yeah.
Hey, you have bad luck with TVs. I have bad luck when it comes to phones, cell phone service orders. But you know what? At the end of the day, this was a great show. I want to thank everyone who was able to catch the podcast live. If you guys are part of the rewatch crew and want to be able to watch it live next time so you can participate in the chat, make sure you become a member at the Patreon at patreon.com/StetsonDoggett. But with that being said, we'll see you at the after show on Thursday. I'm Dennis.
And I'm Stetson.
And we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Peace.